Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me in this very short, simple tutorial video on how to add walk-to markers into your scenario. My name is Josh the Tech, and I am going to show you how to add these so you can show the player how to navigate to where they need to go. So when you've got your scenario loaded and your level loaded, the scenario you want to do it in, first right click the definition and set as play and edit scenario, just so you got it configured. And then you'll need to open up the scenario scenery tool. If you don't have this, just go to Window, TSW tools, and then load up the scenario scenery tool and snap it to wherever is most suitable for you within the editor window. Next, in the drop down here where it says none, you need to click it and then search the name of your definition. In this case, electric test definition. We then need to tick the enable scenery edit mode globally box, and then you will be able to see any scenery you've added. And as you can see here in the viewport, this lovely little kind of marker has appeared. These are the walk-to markers. Now, they are known as objective walk-to marker, and the easiest way to find these is, I believe I went to content, I searched objective, if I can spell, walk-to marker, and there it is. And you just literally drag and drop it into the viewport and then move it to where you want it. Now obviously I moved this way too far, and then make sure, you'll see here that the circle is showing on the ground, but there's a little gap in between. You just want it lightly touching on the circle to be at the right level. I'm going to delete that one because I don't need it. And then you can go around and then place these around the level where you want people to walk. And you'll see here in my world outliner, I have all of these markers and it's added numbers at the end of them. This is the order that you place them. You can rename them if you want to, but you need to make sure that you name them in a way that makes sense to you. And if you are collaborating with anyone else on your project, will make sense to them as well. So generally try and add numbers and have them in the right order that the player will be walking through them. So as I've described that, I've been flying through the area and the way that the player will walk based on those markers. So let's fly back to the starting point, and then I will show how you add those markers into your scenario blueprint once you've done that. So you've got your markers in place, they're all in the right order, they've all got names that make sense and they're in the correct order as well. The next thing we do is we go to our objectives blueprint. Now, I've already got my blueprint set up here, but what you do is you create a new component of the type move to. So an objective action move to blueprint. So just to show here, I type move to and create a new one here. Give it a useful name. So obviously I've got walk to objective anyway. Give it whatever name is suitable for you. And then you have the configuration here on this side. Now, there's not really much that you need to do here. We'll actually look at the one I've already got created. So walk to objective. Let's delete that one for now. I've given it a name. I've left this as it is. I've also left the icons as they are. And the only things I've really changed, if we continue down, is I've added the objective name and description in the UI, and I've made sure that I had the go via icon selected because that's the one I want. I could also change it to, if they have one, like a walking icon. I don't know. So if I do walk icon, does that actually find me anything? Maybe TSW3 underscore shoes, or so they obviously have many icons as well, and I don't know which icon it would be that would give you the walking icon, but I think there is one as well, but we'll leave it as the go via icon for now. Now I want to keep the objective in the UI, but I don't need the complete notification where it says objective completed in the top center of the screen. So I just tick hide complete notification if you don't need that. and then everything else is just left blank as it is. To be able to do this though, instead of adding a standard flow add action, we have to add the flow add action with marker references, because we need to tell it what markers to use as part of this action. We drag the walk to objective in the variable in, and we add it to the action. And then here, an active transform references, we just right click. So in this case, I'm going to break the node. And then we just have to create the type of active transform reference. I think another way you can do this is promote to variable, right click promote to variable, give it a name, and then literally save and compile. And then you get the options to be able to set the values. Now, under walk, you'll have nothing here. Obviously, I've just called this walk. This will be the name of your variable here. You just need to add the elements for the number of objective markers that you've created. And then it's a simple case of clicking pick actor, going to your map, and clicking it there. If you find it's not clicking them for any reason, make sure you save with current levels so it adds these to your scenario scenery tiles. And you may find you have to reload the level as well. I have found that to be a case time to time, but generally, yeah, that will fix it for you. You can pick all your actors, save and compile, and then you should find those appear at the relevant stage in your flow where you've added those actions in the order that you've placed them. So once you load the level, once you play, if you've got anything beforehand, that will happen first, which you'll see in a second, and then we'll go and you'll see the markers. So let me save the current, let me click play, and then you will see the intro cinematic I have, the subtitles, and then the markers, and I'll show you walking through those markers through the level to the train. If you're interested in learning how I added that cinematic to the beginning of my scenario, do check out my other video that goes through how I created a quick level sequence and then added that to my scenario through blueprints. In that video, I also link to some other videos that detail more about how to create level sequences. So we've had the sequence play at the beginning, the cinematic. We've had the subtitle text appear as well, which gives an intro brief. And now we have the meet the train objective. Meet your train on platform 13. And look what we have here. We have an objective marker. So we walk up to it, it completes it, but it's still part of the whole objective. And obviously the other one's disappeared, as you can see down the escalator. That one's appeared. And it's directing us exactly to where I, as the scenario creator, would like the player to go. Now, obviously there's nothing stopping the player from wandering off and doing whatever they want, but it still allows you to show where they need to go. Okay, so we are on platform 13, the train is there, and I'm guiding the player now to the front of the train. Just as the train on platform 12 disappears. Okay, so I've gone through them all, and now I have my objectives. Obviously, I need to add, the sit and seat, set the master key, reverser, etc. That's something I will do later on, but I'm now in my train, and I can set the master key, neutral, and then unlock the door. And now my standard timetable objectives are in play here. So I'm going to escape out of this, press F11 to go back bring the viewport back and then escape out. And that is how you add objective markers to your scenario. Obviously, you don't have to have them at the beginning. If you're doing multiple kind of stages in your scenario, you may have some markers at the beginning. You may have them drive for a bit, get out of the train, maybe go to another train, and then you can add more markers and set your objectives at the relevant point through the blueprint editor here as well. So if there are any questions, please do post them on the forum, the DTG Dovetail Games Forums under the PC editor section for Train Sim World, and someone who, either myself if I know the answer, or one of the amazing community members who has knowledge in this as well, will do their best to try and answer this for you.